if Lil Wayne was dead, does that take away from Juvenile and Me X? Because I looked at it like it kind of do though. Because even
I feel like to me personally, like I said, even when we talked about it the first time, I always felt like No Limit would have the upper hand if, like I told you before, it all depends on who show up. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel like Master P has more to prove than Birdman. If you putting on a performance or you coming out, like I said, we not everybody just sitting there, you play a song, I play a song. It's performance wise now. If I can outperform you, not come put a show on, or I can still you're going to win the crowd over. Regardless of the hits you got, you can easily win the crowd over.
Yeah, but I still, but again, I think, let's okay, my only thing is the reason why I sit here and say that, because it's kind of like, I look at it like, because Wayne is such a fucking huge, such a megastar. I feel like you take away from them because people gonna be so paying attention to what Wayne's doing. So you take away from what Juvenile and Mia X actually got to do.
But that's why I say I feel like it's just the way No Limit came out there. Like I said, you came out there to Army Fatigue. You stayed true to you. No,
I hear what you're saying, but listen to what I'm saying though. If Wayne would have came out on, listen to what I'm saying. Like, let's sit here and say if Wayne comes out on Bling Bling, you knocked though. It's like a boxing fight. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, they put on a performance, but it will not. I'm gonna tell you why to fuck you up a little bit mentally. It don't care what your playlist is. The crowd, realistically, the crowd was still in favor of Cash Money because those Cash Money songs are more commercial songs, and that's again, and I still stand firm on. I hate the fact that Swizz and them that you was chasing the bag. Like, even I understand that they in business with Complex, and even for it to go back to Apple Music, it's like, bro, yeah, I wish I would have did it at Essence Fest, or you would have just did it in New Orleans. Period. Like, if you just would have did a whole event in New Orleans for that, I would have appreciated that more, because just even like, and another thing I will take back. I think you can. It's always now I will sit here and say this after watching Verzuz, because it kind of just always take you down memory lane. And these are two rap groups that I literally grew up on. I told y'all before the battle, my mother literally bought me every No Limit CD. So all of those songs, like, and I even realistically, I'm sure for people, if you're a diehard No Limit fan, you probably don't have no. Especially because with Mystical being in jail, you don't have no real beefs on, like, damn, they could have played something else. Like, I mean, you probably could have said maybe Fiend did, yeah, Mr. Want Want, didn't he? Did he do Mr. Want Want? No, he didn't do Mr. Want Want last night. So yeah, that made he rapped a verse with him, with a song with other people that was on the joint. So yeah, let's be clear. So all of them could have probably,
fault, wasn't it? I think it was the name of it.
Yeah, it might have been Ain't My Fault. Yeah, it might have been Ain't My Fault. So with that being said, but I still think they should have did it. I just think it would have been, the crowd would have been 100 times better response for both of them if they would have did that in New Orleans. Because even that very first joint that Juvenile came out, even in a talk rap, like, niggas don't like, yeah, them kids, them fucking people, like, listen, I'm not saying, it was some people in the audience that knew it, but if that was in New Orleans and this was a more planned out, like, if they would have did this Thanksgiving weekend and you would have did this in New Orleans, that fucking turnout would have been 100 times different. Like, the fans would have been way more just rowdy. But like I said, if you are a fan of those people, it just still took you back to your childhood where you could kind of reminisce. So I do think realistically there is still a space for Verzuz. I think maybe just realistically they probably need to pick their days just a little bit better, just so it can, because it still was huge. Like, I'm talking about, it was huge on Threads, it was huge on Twitter. So I'm not sitting here saying a lot of people wasn't watching. I even seen people posting it in an Instagram note. So older people were watching it, but just still where it's like, if you probably pick a more miscellaneous weekend or a holiday weekend with people in the house, I think it could even be. I don't even think it got to be a miscellaneous. Like I said, you still have people turned out for it, still look on it. I just feel like people have to go in it. This is not during the pandemic where you was on one side, I'm on the other side of the phone, right? You got to perform though. I feel like even now, like I said, that's what kind of keep you probably more interested is who will come out or who will perform. Like, what, you know what I'm saying? Like, entertainment wise, because this is what it is. It's entertaining. It ain't, Joe, you just play your song, I play my song. Like, that's why I said I feel like you can do it. You just got to have the right matchups. Because even if, okay, like, if you, from this right now, you can go, I don't know if you can go So Def and Bad Boys. But I feel like now you kind of got to go with those kind of compilation type of, where they have more than one act. Yeah, but then it's like, like you said, then realistically, of course, if Diddy wasn't locked up, the best one, next one would be So Def versus Bad Boy. But I don't necessarily know, like, who, because you really can't go Rockefeller, because Jay-Z ain't gonna be there. We know that, so it's like, and let's be clear, that shit would be tight though. Like, if you went Rockefeller versus, well, you can't even do Rough Riders because DMX not here, so it's like, you might still be able to do it.
You could do Rough Riders against.
But can you come in? The Loxton kind of already done it twice.
And Swiss Beats done it. But I still think if you bringing out Eve and Drag On and all that, you could.
I mean, yeah, you could, but like I said, that to me it was a great joint. Like I'm like my biggest complaint was just Wayne wasn't there, but I still thought about it because I still think about it because sometimes some people's star power, it's kind of.
I don't think his star power overtook the moment. I think you needed it. If we doing it for the culture, and that's what we talking about for the culture.
Wayne should have been there. I'm not disagreeing with that. Of course he should have been there. Of course he should have been there.
And I'm just like I said, I'm really disappointed at Birdman.
What you up for? What?
Whatever business you got, I feel like I think everything is really falling on his end more than it is anybody else. Because at the end of it, like I said, for me, X was dragging Master P for the longest, and everybody, she still showed up. If this is for the culture, this is for hey, Cash Money, whatever. You did something wrong. You rubbed somebody wrong, and it trickled down to everybody. Because even remember when we had that talk when they did the reunion, and I was like, well, damn. I was like, well, Drake ain't. And we was like, nah, well, did Drake really need to be there? But it's just like, it just looked like, it looks bad for you to be where you were at that moment, that time, and you don't even have you didn't have none of your biggest artists there. And it's just like.
You realistically, you only didn't have your one big. You just didn't have Wayne.
Right, but even you not having Wayne, you didn't have Turk. Like it just because
but the Turk thing is, and I think people I'm gonna give Birdman a pass on Turk because Turk be like dragging his dick on Cash Money on them, like because I know a lot of people who may be listening, y'all don't follow some of those like just strictly down south blogs, and he be on them YouTube Jones and he be kicking Birdman back in like a motherfucker. So let's not. I don't want to sit here and just make that just a Birdman thing because Turk has said some wild shit about Birdman. He just said some him and BG fucking beefing.
Right, and that's why I say I think it's that's why I'm saying when I say I kind of fought bad, I feel like it's Birdman's fault. Like you couldn't just be like, hey, let's come together and let's just do this one time on, you know what I'm saying, for the culture.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm not listening to what I'm saying. That was a post, and you know one thing I kind of
because it's just like looking at that, like that's why I say No Limit stole the show because everybody came out there to Army Fatigue and all that shit, and you had everybody that was affiliated with No Limit was there, and it's like look at Cash Money side. I'm like,
yeah, it's kind of crazy. Let's be for sure.
Jacquees up there, like what the fuck is he up there for?
I mean, he is Cash Money, but he wasn't about to perform those songs. But again, I do agree. I totally agree with what you're saying.
But you had him. It's like, all right, you got him up. Like shit, you might as well have Bow Wow and them up there too. Then
no, listen, what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing with nothing what you're saying. I totally agree with everything you're saying. And again, like I said, that I think that I don't like. I feel like I'm gonna put a lot of that on Wayne. I'm cool with it. I don't really care about Turk not being there because if we just being honest.
So you think if Wayne would have said he was gonna be there, everybody else would have fallen in line? That's what you think?
What you mean? Who was everybody else?
No, I'm just saying. Like, do you think that probably would have made a better look for them?
100%.
Okay.
Like nigga, Wayne is still. I mean, let's be clear. In the songs that they perform, Juvenile still realistically was even with Turk. Like I think if Turk is being honest with himself, like you was just a member in the group, and I'm not saying. Listen, to what I'm saying. I'm old enough to know for a fact that women used to love Turk. So I'm not making it seem like Turk. And at the time when the Hot Boys was the Hot Boys, Turk was just some poo putt. But Turk, even for BG didn't have like. And BG, and let's be clear, BG has fans. Some people will argue BG got a classic album with that Chopper City or whatever one of the junk called. There was Cash Money is the Army that was on that junk. Mm-hmm. People will sit here and say that was a classic album. But if I'm just being honest. BG don't have as many solo hits as Juvenile had, or as many as Wayne eventually ended up having. Like for BG really only had 2. Turk don't got none.
But he still got those bars, those lines, in which you played those lines, and it don't feel the same. Like you played Turk part and you played Wayne part. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
for sure. It don't feel that right. It don't feel.
No Limit didn't play none of Mystical shit. Not one word of Mystical, even though he wasn't it. Like they didn't play. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it was just like. It was bad for business. Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not going to disagree with you, and I can't disagree with you. I am very disappointed in Wayne, especially for Wayne just to cry so much about like the Super Bowl and all that other shit. And I'm kind of surprised because him and Swiss Beats are super cool. Like nigga, Swiss Beats then produced on both of the last Carter albums. So it's like and shit. And he was on Swiss Beats. What was that little compilation album that Swiss Beats put out? And we was talking about that Lil Durk and A Boogie jump. Who, Lil Wayne? Yeah.
But that's my point. So I'm kind of that shit kind of throw me for a loop. Like you're like.
That's why I said I feel like it's bad business for Birdman's side.
Yeah, that's cool. So like I said, I mean, it was a good joint though. It definitely made me
so
sit
how
here
did
and
you
say
about him keep the young boy shit.
I feel like that's kind of, it's just the corny Birdman shit. Like, it's just like you trying to prove that you still kind of got your foot on. And let's be clear, it's corny, but I got to give Birdman some credit because I remember coming on here, sitting here telling y'all, maybe that was like 2 years ago when him and NBA Youngboy put out that album. So like, for people who may not be familiar, don't get it fucked up and make it seem like Birdman just hopping on NBA Youngboy dick just out of the blue. He was like the nigga who was still like hands, even the niggas who managed NBA Youngboy from the gate, the Fee nigga, he was the same nigga who's managing Kevin Gates. So I want, for people who don't know Louisiana business and the rap scene, the nigga who came up under Cash Money and was friends with Lil Wayne, I believe his name is Fee. He managed NBA Youngboy. He used to manage Kevin Gates. So don't get it fucked up like Birdman just on some dick riding shit with the Youngboy shit.
So let me ask you this: would this kind of even save the day if he would have brought out Young Thug?
No, because that's kind of cheating. Like we know everybody already mentally had in their brain already had an age group.
But they had that. That's what I'm saying. Would that probably would have kind of saved? But I'm saying, but would it kind of save the? All right, Lil Wayne's not here, but now I bring out Young Thug.
Because you can't because everybody already kind of mentally had a.
So you had cut off that
you had it cut off but you had it cut off by Carter 1. You didn't want to hear nothing after Carter 1 because that's not fair to No Limit.
Okay.
So that's my only thing. Like, you kind of not bringing out having like Young Thug or NBA Youngboy, any of them niggas coming from, that shit would have been corny to me. Like, even him shouting them out, like, I mean, I get it because that's you just trying to, like, Birdman trying to hold his dick. Even when he sit here and say, yeah, I'm the one who started that stunnish, man. Master P hit that nigga with, nigga, I started this. I'm about it. And Mia X, I forgot how crazy she went on that song. Dog, Mia X motherfucking, like, she went crazy, dog. Shout outs to Mia X. Shout outs to Mia X and shout outs to Juvenile.
I was mad. I didn't think, when the first song she performed, I thought she was going to perform off the, what's the joint? I Fuck Your Man joint.
Oh yeah, the dude said that because I was watching the pre-show with Ebro and them.
Perform that joint. I didn't think she was going to perform. You know what I'm saying? Because after they just did the Hood Rat Chick, so I'm like, oh, maybe she. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. It was a good bad. Like I said, I was just so disappointed at Cash Money and how.
And y'all, and you know what's so crazy? Like, you have to kind of really be old or really just remember like that time, like that. Even that, I Need a Hot Girl. That was a beef song.
Who?
That was, because you got to remember back then, that's when Cash Money had their movie Baller Blocking, and then No Limit came out with the joint with Silk the Shocker. Was it called Hot Boys? Or Hot Boys and Girls? I forgot what the Silk the Shocker movie was.
Hot Boys, the one that was on BT?
Yeah. So they came out with that, but you got that. So the originals, I can't remember what No Limit song was it. What was it? Hot Boys and Girls. No Limit got a song where it's damn, I can't remember the name of the song. They got their own version of I Need a Hot Girl. So that around that same, that's when them songs, No Limit, what is it? What was the name of that song? What was it? Hot Boy. I'm trying to remember what the name of the song was. Hot Boys and Girls. I can't remember. It was something though. But around that same time, those songs came out. Oh yeah, that was the name of that. Yeah, that was the name of that No Limit joint. Snoop Dogg was in that one too. It was called Hot Boys. No Limit Films came out in 1999. I need a hot. But shut up. But
you know this crazy part when you remember when we was talking about like what songs. Snoop had a couple of joints that he could have put on their head that I forgot that it was with No Limit. Like he had to join with him. It was him, Nate Dogg, and damn, who was it? Because when I was listening the other day when I did the little Cash Money, what's name? Like, you know, the little they got on Apple Music, and I was listening, I'm like, damn, I forgot all about this song that Snoop had with Nate Dogg and them. Like Snoop had some songs on when he was with No Limit. You probably just don't know it was on that No Limit.
And real quick, I
forget that he was beefing with. That was when he was beefing with Suge and them.
And I will give Birdman a little bit of credit before we go into the next topic. I will sit here and say Birdman used to be talking greasy on some of them songs back in the day. Birdman really used to be popping his shit. Like if you really like listen, because it's too different. You seen people even talk about it on via social media where it was like Birdman and them kind of made the music to kind of like spend your money, and Master P made the music to go get your money too. Yeah, so it was just like you kind of just like even get your roll on, like that shit still hit hard. Like that's still one of my favorite songs.
But you think about that like now, like damn, how much money we spent on these cars and that shit nowadays. Like if you seen somebody like what the fuck you doing with this shit? Like the rims and.
I mean, I think it probably just depends on what car you did it to and where you probably live at. Because I feel like if you still like in Florida and you still got you like an old school dump.
Yeah, if you got an old
20s,
school, yeah, if you got an. But I'm just.
But no, you got them nigga Cash Money used to like nigga in a PT Cruiser. Like nobody wouldn't even fucking drive a PT Cruiser no more. So it is. But think about how hard they made PT Cruisers look though, and that get your roll on and you're riding in your PT Cruiser.
But what's the other one? It wasn't a PT Cruiser. It was a little Hot Wheel joint.
It is a PT Cruiser. Nigga, they say it in the song.
No, not a PT Cruiser. It was another. It's not. I don't think it was a PT.
It's a drop top PT Cruiser.
I don't think that's what it's called.
Nigga, I'm telling you, it's a PT Cruiser with a it's a drop top PT Cruiser. I promise. Like Google, it's not in my PT Cruiser. Like, Google the songs for fucking. I guarantee you put in this. I want to tell you what song it is. Cause I gotta get. I know for a fact PT.
Yeah, I don't think. It wasn't it's not because it's
Birdman PT Cruiser verse. Let me just put it in. Birdman PT Cruiser verse. Yeah, nigga, he got the joint in he got a stretched out PT Cruiser on when they did MTV Cribs. I know I ain't did 2022 Birdman stretched out PT Cruiser. I ain't tripping. And you starting your bitch. I'm trying to figure out is it a lyric to one of them songs? Yeah, don't get your shine on. Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. Yeah, don't get your shine on. But yeah, we can get into something else now.